Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are coming on just a little bit early tonight because it is a bit of a different race that we have here for WRC. Normally, we have the short qualifying and the 50% race. Today is a bit different. We're here in Azerbaijan. It is the sprint race, first of all, and then the 50% race. We have no qualifying today. It is straight into a sprint, which is reverse championship order, and then the Grand Prix. Good to see everybody here in the chat tonight. Wolfie back in the Jack Crossley comms, the man that sent 11 subs in yesterday. Incredible going. Here's back. Welcome in, mate. We've also got Mackie and Best Noah in the WRC chat. And we are 3 followers away on the Jack Crossley comms from the big 800. So if you haven't already, make sure you go ahead and follow the channel because we're very, very nearly there. Les, hype train galore, I know, right? But anyway, 18 drivers on the roster at this moment in time. And hopefully very soon we should be going. Of course, 8 o'clock now that it is in the UK, and that is our usual go time. So we just wait for Mikey's call, and then we will be getting on with it, ladies and gentlemen. But it's been a good season so far. 5 rounds in then here in WRC, and it has been quite an enjoyable one. The previous round for round 4 then was Mexico, and that was won. I'm not entirely sure. Let me go back to the race results. That was won in Mexico by Milk. Yes, I do remember now. Of course, talking to him in the interview room. Fire for Life came second place, and MCL finishing third on that podium. And the driver's standing shaping up quite nicely with Billy Mewistam, the previous world champion. He is currently leading the World Championship then over Fire for Life by 25 points. He's in second place. F1 Mikey Boy running in third. The man that, of course, finished second in the World Championship last season around. And we're here tonight with the drivers in round 5 with a calendar which is, I believe, 12 rounds long. 10 rounds long, never mind. We're halfway through the season today then. Halfway through the season for Baku. And let me just accept that. There you go, mate. Ollie Southall says he's looking forward to it. Good stuff. If you're just joining us, like I mentioned, we are starting a little bit earlier today for me on the stream because I don't want to miss anything, and I wanted time to explain what is going on tonight before we actually get into the action. Like I said, it's just gone 8 o'clock, and today it is just going to be no qualifying. It's going to be a sprint race, and then it's going to be a 50% race after that, as we usually do. The sprint race is 9 laps, and the 50% race is 26 in this up-and-coming event this evening. Jay in the chat didn't know I was racing till 5ish, so barely got any practice in. Well, it always makes it better, doesn't it, when you don't have any practice, but you do well. So hopefully you can do well tonight, mate, because that would be a good achievement, of course. But we are just waiting. We are just waiting to go. We are going at 8:05, says Mikey in the chat. So starting 5 minutes later, but we will be we'll be going soon. Yeah, no, I've accepted as well, mate. Oh, he's in now. Never mind. There we go. All good. Good stuff. Well, hello to everybody in the chats tonight. Then a few people in the Jack Crossley comms, Chanaman J, Wolfie as well, and of course always the same people in the WRC, which is what we like to see. And the numbers are looking nice. Jay says he's hoping for points tonight. I mean, there's 19 drivers. It's gonna be very competitive out there, to say the least. But hopefully we get a good race. Hopefully it's not dirty. Hopefully we can get some clean action, because in some leagues they get a lot of drivers and you can get some dirty racing. Here in WRC, to be honest with you, that's never really happened. They're always pretty good races here. Maybe a lap 1 pilot will help, says Jay. It probably would. Safety car would definitely come out there and help. But like I mentioned, 8:05 we go. We are 3 minutes in. Race intro will be coming your way as well as usual. We will be doing that, I believe. I'm going to put that in the block between the sprint and the 50% race. What we're doing then, everybody, it's a sprint. And then I think we're going to, on the formation lap, everyone's going to retire. We're going to reset the lobby really quickly, hopefully a quick turnaround then. And then after that turnaround, we're going to get into the 50% race. And then, you know, just before that, we'll do the race intro, which is only 50 seconds. That won't take long at all. Tuesday League standard is so high. I mean, honestly, I am glad. I am glad though that it is, and it is a pleasure to be able to be the commentator on this tier because it is so damn good. So I'm glad that I am the one doing it. I really, really am because it's good fun, and yeah, hopefully the drivers and the league keeps it up because it is brilliant. Well, that is your countdown time, and then everybody on your screen. And once that is counted down, we're going to be getting into your sprint race, which is the first half of tonight's event. Like I mentioned, 9 laps of racing to start this off tonight, and this is going to be good. Very good indeed. Halfway into the season then, Mikey Boy third in the championship, second for Life, and Billy Mewis leads the World Championship standings as of right now. And we go halfway into the season now. This is, you know, an important point now of the WRC World Championship season. But like I mentioned already, if you're in the Jack Crossley Comms chat and haven't sent us a follow, please do so. We are very close to 800. Hopefully we can get there maybe tonight, if not in the next few days. But the big 1K is coming. We're going to get the 1,000 soon, hopefully. Been waiting so long for it. We just, I think I need to start commentating some new leagues, to be fair. That would definitely tip it over the edge. But, you know, the issue is with commentating the same leagues all the time. Of course, you get followed by the drivers in there, and there's no one else to follow. So you kind of get stuck. But I don't mind it. This league is absolutely sensational. And by far the best league I've ever commentated in. Hopefully they can keep it up that way. As here we go then, just waiting for the 5 lights for the first time today. Out of 2 times, of course, we will get it. Ollie Southall on a 15-stream streak in the WRC. That is good going, isn't it? Really is. Here we go then, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to be doing a formation lap on the grid then with the drivers. Here we go. Formation lap to begin this evening. And we're about to get into the sprint race of the night. It is 19 drivers joining us then here in Azerbaijan for the Baku Street Circuit race. And we've got the 2 kick Saubers then lining up in 1 and 2. As we know then, it is a reverse championship order grid. And this, and I'm telling you now, this is going to be a brilliant start. It always, always is, especially on reverse championship order. And I cannot wait to be getting into this. We've got Mr. Spike, Max Scavenger, Ajor Toy, Blake Maloon, JF1, Danny, Humboldt, Mackie, Best Noah, Zazapi, Sidemen, Andy J. Price, Daryl, MCL, Mikey GTI, F1 Mikey Boy, For Life, and Billy Mewis, who tops the World Championship standings then. He is at the back of the grid going into this sprint race tonight. This is going to make for some brilliant, brilliant action. A long way around the track though here in Baku. Meaning the formation lap takes a good long time. We've got Maloon, Humble, Mackie and Zazapi who have been disqualified in the early stages from it. But here come the leaders then. And it is weird. Mr. Spike, Max Scavenger, you know, back at the championship. And they are now at the front of the order tonight. We have got a potential stop for some drivers. But, you know, this sprint race, it is usually foot flat to the floor and no pit stops at all. Mediums for everybody but Blake on the hards, and we'll find out what the strategy call there was for him when it comes to it at the end of the race, and we'll see if it works in his favour. But here we go then, ladies and gents, the first event of the evening out of 2. And Mr. Spike lines up on the grid then as your race leader. Max Scavenger behind him in 2, your toy 3, Blake 4. As the kick Saubers then do lock out the front row of the grid. And all the drivers now line up at the back. A long lap here in Baku, but a very short run down in towards turn 1 where you hit a 90-degree angle turn, and this is going to heat up very quickly. The championship leaders lining up then at the back of the grid here in WRC, and for the 5th round of the season, we get on to the sprint race. And the first sprint race, I believe, of this season, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Spike on pole position, of course, back at the championship, reverse championship grid, 5 lights ahead of the drivers, and it is lights out, and away we go. And the 2 kick Saubers off the line, not too bad indeed. Ajul Toy, though, already getting ahead of 1 kick Sauber. He goes into 2nd place. Max Scavenger then running in 3rd now, losing a place off the start. Maloon in 4, Danny 5, Mackie 6, and his 3 abreast into the left-hand side there at the back of the grid. There's an Aston Martin round of Best Noah, who was bottled in it at the very start. Unfortunately, it's carnage heading through the first few corners, as at the back there's Zazapi and Best Noah, of course, getting caught in the tangle there. As up the inside line here goes Billy Mewis. He's making his way through the order, making contact on the backside of F1 Mikey Boy, but they are making brilliant progress at the minute of the drivers at the back, as of course they lead the championship and now are trying to go to lead the race as early as possible. Only lap 1 of 9 at the minute though in this sprint race, and Billy in P12 up 7 places since the start from lap 9. From position 19, as we move up the order now, and they head all the way up towards the castle section where they're going to have to now start to single out because he can't go 2 abreast through here. Yellow flags then behind, and there might be another driver that's gone around here then. Bit of contact possibly as F1 Mikey Boy, then Andy J. Price with a bit of issues here. Ghosting on for the first lap of the race, I believe, as Mikey does get into P10. He has now gained 7 places since the first corner, and that is really working in his favour at the minute. Billy Mewis, I think, has just lost a position. He might be in the same place here, actually. Never mind. Hasn't really changed around just yet. Not being able to make any more places. As you can see, massive wing damage there for Andy J. Price. MCL with huge wing damage down in P14. And he will have to go into the pit lane for that because that is race ending. Here we go then, 2 abreast all the way down the back straight onto the main straight now then, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be Mackie ahead in P11. Behind that then is Sidemen, who's going side by side here with Mackie. They go side by side over the line into the pit lane. Then goes the Ferrari of Mackie, followed by Andy J. Price and also MCL2. All 3 of them go into the pits on the first few laps of this sprint race today. JF1 then all the way down the main straight into the first corner and has lost the front right end plate here, so has got a bit of a disadvantage. Up to the front of the grid then, Ajul Toy now is your race leader. Maloon is fighting in 3rd, up since the first lap from 5th position now into P2. Mr. Spike loses his P1 pole position at the minute as the other kicks out. Max Scavenger went into the pit lane at the start. He's all the way down in P18 now, so it hasn't gone his way at the start at the minute today. But only the 2nd lap of 9 in the sprint race, and Ajul Toy, like I mentioned, is your race leader after getting away well now and getting ahead of Maloon, who's up a few places as well, and he's had a great start. Daryl is up 8, Mikey GTI is up 9, same with F1 Mikey Boy. They've been moving up as a pair, and Billy Mewis up 9 places as well, as he now is fighting his way through the order, and we are soon to start the 3rd lap of 9 in this sprint race, ladies and gents. As the action so far has been pretty damn good. A lot of damage on the front right end plate there of Humboldt's car. He's still continuing on though, and it's not looking too bad for him. He's keeping a decent pace, but his teammate here of Daryl now is going to go for that move, and he's 8 places up already, over 3 places up for for Humboldt there. Ahead now gets Daryl. He makes it 9 places gained, but his teammate is fighting back, and they go level pegging with the DRS now from one of the Hasses. Up the inside line goes Humboldt. He's back into P5 now. Daryl is going to have to wait his turn at the moment, and Humboldt has done a great job there at getting back through, and brilliant defending from him at the moment. So lap 3 of 9 then. And now Maloon is your race leader as a Jaw Toy managed to get back in front. Sorry, got overtaken, my bad. But the 2 Haas cars are still fighting. But Billy Mewis and F4 Mikey Boy and the rest of these here, of course, these are the World Championship leaders up at the top. And they start at the back of the grid today. They're making their way up quite well. Blake and Zazapi here. Contact into the barrier, both of them then, with damage on their cars. And the Ferrari picking up a bit of damage. Zazapi probably picked up the most there with no wing left on the front of that Mercedes, as he will definitely be taking a trip to the pit lane. I'm not entirely sure about Blake. I mean, the damage isn't too bad there. Only the front left end plate is damaged. That is, you know, continuable damage. That's okay. But Zazapi, that is race ending if he doesn't go into the pit lane. Awful, awful stuff. It's race ending even going into the pit lane, to be fair, because he's already down in P13. He will lose all his places, locking up into the left-hand side as well, and he seems to be struggling quite a bit. Here come the drivers then, flying down in towards the turn 1, where we see Maloon as your leader by 1.9 seconds over a Jaw Toy, and he is leading brilliantly ahead at this moment in time. A Jaw Toy 2. Danny now. He's going to go for the overtake up the inside line. Here comes the Racing Bull. He's going to go for P2. Danny F is into second place this evening. The Racing Bull makes a move in the rear, slide out. Here comes the Jaw Toy. This is his chance to fight back round the outside line if you can. They go level pegging out of the left-hander. And here in Baku, a Jaw Toy holding it at the moment. Can this Racing Bull find another gear and get ahead of a Jaw Toy? He has. And second place is all his at this moment in time. We are 4 laps in of 9 of a sprint race then, everybody, here in Azerbaijan. And what a brilliant start for the drivers, as Maloon now is just gaining the advantage and reaping the rewards. 2.7 seconds, now 2.8, nearly 3 seconds then ahead of Danny. And it is 3 seconds now as Danny and Jaw Toy are battling up at the front of the pack. And that is slowing them down and benefiting Maloon here. A Jaw Toy goes into second place, and Danny's left the session here, losing countless time. I'm not entirely sure what has gone on there with Danny. I think he's left the session. That maybe explains why he's fully in ghosted mode here. And yeah, that's an AI driving, and he's losing countless positions now, unfortunately. Oh, somebody nearly in the barrier there at the back. Just about saved it, I think, was Sidemen. As we go back up towards the front of the drivers now, and this is going to be a great fight down in towards turn 1 we go. Daryl now on Mr. Spike. Mr. Spike, the man that took pole today. Here comes Daryl then up the inside line, and the Haas car, for the first time today, is on the podium here in Baku in the sprint race. 5th round of the season. Daryl fighting from all the way down in P14, where Zazapi is right now. He's gained that many places in the space of 5 laps in Baku. That is a great effort. Great effort. He should be very happy with that. But I'm sure he's not done yet. As another pit stop then coming in for Zazapi. He is in the pit lane now. Hopefully you're enjoying the race so far, ladies and gents. This is a great start, in my opinion. Very enjoyable indeed. It really is. I'm really enjoying this and loving to watch it, as Maloon is your leader. Has he left the session here or something? He's in ghosting mode. Maybe, I'm not entirely sure. I'm not entirely sure that. Yeah, Maloon's left, I think. That's an AI. Yeah, the gap's coming down. 1.2 seconds then. Ajul Toy is getting there. Something's going on here. I might have Malone. I'm going to give him a... I'm going to try and... Ollie Southwell, I think, might have done it. I don't think I have him. Here comes the drivers then, Ajul Toy and Daryl as we go in towards the first corner. Daryl goes round the outside line and he gets into second place this evening. A brilliant move here in Baku as Daryl now placed up and he's into second place because of Maloon's maybe internet issues there. This is going to bring Daryl into play, and from 14th on the grid, this Haas car could win tonight. He's going to go through the ghosted mode here on Maloon and look for that lead of the Grand Prix, of the sprint race, sorry. Daryl goes into P1 and leads the round 5 sprint race here in WRC on the Tuesday division. From 14th on the grid, the Haas car has fought through the drivers and now he is leading tonight's sprint. What a race so far. We are 6 laps in out of 9 total. And Maloon rejoins, and this is where it starts to get a bit more real for the drivers. Ajul Toy now gets into second place, and Maloon's still running in third then on the AI, but he will be taking control of the car in a few moments' time. You can tell that AI driving at the moment is awful driving, as Maloon now will take control of it most likely on this straight here. And then, getting overtaken again. Through goes Mikey GTI. He's up 13 places now from where he was in P3. And Mikey started, of course, P16 after being 4th in the World Championship standings. He is now here running in 3rd place and on the podium. Mikey Boy and Billy Mewis, they're running in P6 and 7 then. They're 11 and 12 places up from the start. They're still having a decent race, but I'm sure they would have liked to be higher than that. They must be struggling at this minute in time as they're gaining. They're in a big, long DRS train, and that might explain it, as Mike is still trying to gain here. Billy Mewis quite a bit off. As Daryl then is your leader at this minute in time of 7 laps in of 9. And a pit stop comes in for Humboldt then as he gets on a brand new wing. And that Haas car exits the pit lane now then, making his way down the pit lane and into the first corner. He damages his wing on the exit of the pit lane. Oh man, Humboldt, he's going to be really, really gutted about that. But you know, there is only a few laps left for the sprint. He's all the way at the back. Does it really matter? Not really, because it wouldn't have really, you know, mattered that much to him anyway. But he's now going for a move on MCL as he looks for the inside line here, but just not enough space just yet for him to make a pass on him. But the Haas car still doing what he can to fight back then on this McLaren. Here comes Humboldt again with the wing damage then on the McLaren, and he has managed to get in front there. There's a very long lap then that we have here in Baku. Very long, 1 minute 43. It's a very long lap for the drivers as they make their way down and in towards the first corner, does Daryl. Ajul Toy, P2, Maloon, then 3. As we head into the left-hand side, Ajul Toy still in second place. Maloon not close enough here for a move, and Mikey running in 4th place right now, losing a place to Maloon. But this is your penultimate lap of the sprint race. I keep going to say Grand Prix. I'm so used to it. As up the inside line goes the Red Bull of Ferrari for life, and he forces the kick Sauber into the barrier a little bit there. Mr. Spike, who started all the way up on pole, he is now, unfortunately for him, down in P8. Of course, he is back at the championship standings. That maybe explains why he started on pole, of course. That maybe explains why he's losing places as well, but not what he wants, of course, as Mikey Boy up into 5, sorry, and Billy Mewis up into 6. Both of them up a place now since we last had a look. And the drivers now not far away from starting the final lap of the sprint. But it has been a great sprint, and Max Scavenger now is in with the mix here and being lapped by the race leader, as the race leader has managed to get in front. As Darrell leading, Maloon 2, Ajurtoy 3, and I do not think the top 3 is going to change, or it might just do here, because Mikey GTI is going for that move on Ajur around the outside line in towards the first corner, and the Aston Martin with a brilliant straight line speed. He goes through into third, and that is a great move. The Aston Martin finds a podium. 13 places up from the start then. P16 he started. Mikey GTI, the best at the minute. Ollie, of all this time, I've only just realised what his name actually says. I've only just realised. There's no way. There's no way. My God. It's still going to be a duel to me. But best knower than 9, Mr. Spike in 10. Let's look at the wing damage on that kick Sauber. It's the final lap of the Grand Prix, though, and Sideman leaves. Darrell is your leader. Yeah, JP won't say it on stream. I'd love to hear him say it. But Darrell then is your leader, ladies and gentlemen. Maloon P2, Mikey GTI in 3. And a brilliant sprint race that we have had here tonight. But it is about to be concluded with one man of Darrell, who started all the way back in P14. An incredible race from him today. He flies down towards the line. The Haas car, who's got no fuel left, running as light as a feather. He's going to cross the line here for round 5 in the sprint and win the Baku sprint race here in WRC. Maloon takes second place, and P3 will be Mikey GTI from P16 on the grid today. Ajor finishes in P4. Billy Mewis 5, and for Mikey Boy P6, Fry for Life 7, 8 is Best Knower, 9 Mackie, 10 Mr. Spike, 11 Sidemen, 12 then will be Danny, 13 will be Zappy, 14 will be Blake, 15 will be Humboldt, 16 Andy J Price, P17 MCL, and that is it for your grid. As Mikey forgot to choose a setup, he says. That explains probably why he couldn't gain as much. Ooh, that's exciting. Right, everybody, retire on the formation lap, please. That's what we're doing. Here is your finishing results then. Darrell, ladies and gentlemen, takes the win for the sprint. It is Maloon P2, Mikey GTI in 3, Ajor 4, Billy Mewis 5, F1 Mikey Boy P6, Fry for Life P7, Best Knower 8, Mackie 9, and Mr. Spike is 10. Right, so we're going to retire on the formation lap, everybody. And then we will be getting into your 50% race. Right, we're going to be getting into your formation lap, which, of course, as you know, the drivers are going to retire and we'll be resetting the lobby. Hopefully it's a quick turnaround because we will be here for a long time tonight if it isn't. But I trust these guys to be quick. They always are. Jay in the chat, I can't do the main race, so I've probably got halfway through it, so there's no point. I'll continue watching. I appreciate that, Jay. Thank you very much. Good to see you in here all the time as well, mate. Appreciate the support. as we are on the grid then for the formation lap where the drivers are going to retire, and we're going to reset the grid as quick as possible. A huge smash up. Andy J. Price just going at it at the wall. As Sidemen and Danny need to retire, and Daryl too, and then we will be getting reset. What? How is that not? How is that not a DNF? Come on, guys, just retire at this point. I think Sideman and Danny and Darren have left, actually. Well, Darren hasn't, actually, but I've just realised that, yeah. Well, I don't know how we're going to deal with this because there's two drivers that have left instead of retired, which means they are on the track still. Never mind, we are making a brand new lobby. There you go. Cheers, Noah, I appreciate that. Right then, we are getting into the lobby. I can only assume there will be a formation lap for the main race, so just before that starts, I will do the race intro. It might not be the most amazing thing tonight, but I'll do my best for you. But I'm going to put you on the Grand Prix up next screen. I need to reload the graphics, so it's going to be black for a moment, but I will be back when we get on with the intro, ladies and gents. I'll see you very soon. Okay then, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Been a bit of a slow turnaround that was, but we are now going to get into your race intro. Not going to be amazing, but here we go. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome along to Azerbaijan here in Baku for WRC. Well, we're here for the 5th round of the season, halfway into this 10-round season, and today a bit of a different format. Of course, we've had the sprint, and now this is your 50% race. Here we go then, ladies and gentlemen. This is the track for tonight, 3.7 miles at track distance, 51 laps, of course, at the full race distance. We do half of that today, 234 miles per hour at top speed and 20 turns across this track. Lap times incredibly long as well. Here's the tyres that Pirelli have issued us today. It is the softest set that they issue, the C5, the C4 and the C3. The C5 the soft, C4 medium, and the C3 is the hard. As we move into the action then, ladies and gentlemen, where the formation lap hasn't yet begun, but we are soon to get on with it. Of course, as you know, the formation lap will be first. But yeah, as you know, the formation lap will be first. Then we have the 50% race. And here is that said formation lap. On the track then with the drivers, and Mr. Spike is going to be on pole position. So it must be a reverse championship order then for the Grand Prix as well, which is going to be quite exciting. But a long race ahead of us, around I think 26 laps or 27 laps at a distance today, and the laps are fairly long. But of course, famous with the castle section here in Baku, and quite an exciting track, one of the best tracks on the calendar. There's always something going on. It is, you know, it's got something to it, hasn't it? It's a bit like Monaco in a way, and you know, you cannot get enough of this track. It is always very good, especially when you have a safety car. The safety car restarts down that big long straight are the best on the F1 calendar. They always are. So if we get a safety car today, that would be a good one to look at. But here we go then. They're going to get retired there. Surely that was their disqualification from them. That was contact made with Max on the backside of Mr. Spike. As the top 3 drivers have been disqualified to the grid, but the rest of them still making their way around, and we just wait for them to get there. Couldn't get set up on people readying up straight away. This is best now. Oh man. I loaded in and the countdown was on 26. Oh man, that's not great. Well, good luck to you. I do wish you the best. And I really couldn't tell you who we're going to see on the podium today. But, you know, we always see it. It most likely will be some of the championship leaders. They are starting from the back, but we saw how much they did in 9 laps on the sprint. This is a much longer outing for the drivers. And, you know, if they can do that in 9 laps, what can they do in all of these laps that we're getting given here today? That is what we're looking for then. As we watch from the front of the grid in a moment's time, and the 5 lights about to go out then ahead of the drivers here in Azerbaijan with Mr. Spike on pole position here for the 5th round of the season. And they get away. It is lights out and away we go. And the two kick Saubers then level pegging off the line. But a jaw off into second place. Once again, contact on one of the kick Saubers. Now loses all the positions again on the first lap. Max Scavenger all the way down to P12 then at the start of this. Now looking for the inside line, but he's got massive wing damage as he makes a move here. And a jaw now is retired from the session. It's the first safety car here in Baku is here. And I've got a feeling we're in for a long night tonight. Safety car is out. And that is not ideal. Not ideal at all. Safety cars around here, they take an eternity. They really do. But, well, there you go. First safety car of the night, everybody. Barely even managed to get racing, unfortunately, but Blake is your leader from that one. Mr. Spike loses his lead. He now is in second place on lap 1 of 26. Maloon is sat in third. Mackie 4. Humboldt 5. Best Noah P6. Sidemen P7. Daryl 8. Max Scavenger in 9. Zazapi 10. Andy J. Price 11. MCL 12. Billy Mewis 13. 14 is F1, Ferrari for Life. 15 Mikey GTI. Danny 16 and F1 and Mikey Boy P17. An incredible start from Billy, who has managed to get into P13, not even, only through the first few corners, 5 places up in the space of, what, a corner or two? That was absolutely brilliant. Well, a jaw will not be happy about that, ladies and gentlemen, but we have 25 racing laps ahead of us. And at the minute, it is Blake as your leader. Like I mentioned, the safety car is here, and we will be lining up behind the safety car. You normally have to do 3 laps behind it. And, usually that does give time for drivers to catch up. This time around, we've just gone racing. So everybody is all within distance. But we are going to get some pit stops now, I believe. Or possibly not. But you'd think if anyone got wing damage, yeah, that's one guy going in. It's Max Scavenger with the big wing damage that he had. Bro, I had this pain yesterday of safety car. Mate, I know. CPG. We had quite a few in there as well. It looks like the same thing's happening here in WRC. Well, it is what it is, isn't it? And the second lap now of 26. We're being slowed down just a bit with the safety car, but once this goes away, hopefully the drivers can race cleanly, and we can have, a nice race till the end. But Blake is your leader, and there's not really much we can do here. Just wait now for the drivers to catch up. As the drivers make their way down, we've got Max Scavenger and Mikey GTI who are struggling a little bit off the back of the pack here. And they are going to catch when they can. But on to the main straight once again for now, the third time of the evening, and it is the Ferrari of Blake who leads this sprint race. Now I'm saying it the wrong way around. Now he leads the Grand Prix, which we are on at the minute, and we have one more lap round under safety car conditions, and then that will be your racing lap, I believe. Blake will be the one to lead them away and control the pace, heading down that back straight, which is always quite exciting and enjoyable to watch. But Azure is the one that retired. I'm not entirely sure how, but he has retired and leaves us with 17 drivers left. I imagine the front runners will be loving this. Yep, they absolutely will be. This is a treat for them, of course. Started at the front because of reverse championship order, but the reality of it is they're starting there because they just aren't as quick as the guys at the back. And, you know, this safety car is helping the guys, you know, massively to stay there. You know, working well for them at the minute. But Blake is your leader. Spike in second place. Malone in third. As the drivers make their way down, and this should be the racing lap. That's an underrated comment, Ollie Southall. Or underrated comment. Brilliant. Well, the safety car's coming in this lap, everybody. And on the fourth lap, we will be racing. And Blake will be the man to get them away. He now controls the pace. He controls the pack. As the safety car is going into the pit lane. He's gone already. He's gone already. Look at the jump. Look at the jump from Blake. They normally don't leave it. They normally leave it late, sorry, but he's not left it late at all. That was honestly the best safety car restart I have seen in a long time. Blake leads into turn 1. Malone now into P2. Mackie making a place up into third then, and Mr. Spike dropping down into 5. Humbled gets into P4 as they're all fighting 4 positions then into the left-hand side here, and hopefully no more collisions. But it was some great moves here for the drivers. Down the grid, MCL and Billy Mewis then swapping positions. Billy, of course, up 6 places right now. This will be up 7 if he can make a move up the inside here. But MCL has just got in front. For Life there was just about to get back through as well. But Billy managed to just hold him off there and say no thank you. And kick him back down again because Billy now is into 12 and holding that quite well at this moment in time. Back to the front where Blake is your leader with the fastest first sector at the minute, and the drivers now, of course, can go full racing pelt. Off the track there goes Mr. Spike, off into the runoff, and now he's P15, P16, now back at the grid very nearly. Oh, he is back at the grid now as Mikey GTI goes through. Mikey GTI, unfortunately, not had a good start today. He did start P15. You'd expect this kind of guy to, you know, catch up, but he hasn't. Oh, look at these moves then forming here. This is absolutely brilliant. MCL in 9 then as Andy J. Price in P10. Billy Mewis was looking for a move there, but he didn't get through just yet. For Life running in 12 now. Danny's now looking for the inside line. He's fighting him back now as they head down the back straight. Much better speed there for Life, who clearly has some battery. And he's using all of it pretty much down the main straight now. This is allowing him to stay in front, but we're going to watch Danny here then, who's going to gain on for Life up the inside line for a move, and he's absolutely done that. Here comes F1 Mikey Boy then. He goes around the outside line into turn 1. We go 3 abreast and switching up the inside goes the Red Bull. He loses the rears, and it is for Life who spins very nearly, loses that car, and now down to P14. As Darrell and Noah then changing around position. Somebody hit the barrier there. Oh, somebody hit the barrier there as well, and it was Best Noah who's just about hit the wall then. We are lap 5 off 26, everybody. 21 laps remaining. A long way left in this one tonight at the minute. As up the inside line goes the Zappi. As the Zappi does get ahead there of the Aston Martin, and they keep fighting up towards the castle section soon. As we're about to start lap 6 then, give us 20 laps to go, and Malone in second place is now fighting on Blake. Malone could actually be on for a win here. He's gaining on the Ferrari. He's in a Ferrari sandwich right now as Mackey's gaining as well. You can see Malone here making a move. Malone goes into the race lead here in Baku and now leads the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Mackey now second place. Blake loses 2 places on the straight. A dive on the inside line. That was incredibly dangerous from Blake. That was absolutely awful as he looked at the inside line. Very bad move. As Sideman looks at the inside now, he gets into P3. Blake drops that position again down to P4. And now Humboldt is fighting on that Ferrari as well, and he's just being overtaken by everybody. Humboldt started 3 places down. Now he's into P4. The biggest position gainer today is currently 9 places up for Billy Mewis into P9. He started P18, of course. Leads the championship, meaning he started from the back of the grid. The fastest middle sector for Malone, who is now your race leader on the 6th lap, and he is flying down that main straight. However, Mackey could be the man to overtake him here, and I think he might actually do so. He isn't too far behind and has a bit of battery. He doesn't have a bit of battery actually, whereas never mind, yeah, Malone does have some. That is allowing him to stay in front. Mackey does have the DRS though for a bit of help down the straight as lap 7 begins. Mikey GTI sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. The drivers head through the first corner then, the first few corners, and it has been pretty clean so far as the drivers continue on lap 7. Not too bad. And we look for some moves here. Danny is looking up the inside of Billy Mewis, that is now. Billy drops down to 10 as Danny does get a place up here. Brilliant move. As he just can't fight back, can Billy. And it is Danny's place. Danny holds P9, ladies and gents. Look at this battle then. Heading through, ladies and gents. Ollie Southall, mate, honestly, that'd be brilliant. If you have any sort of info you think would help, let me know, because it's always useful when you do bring that kind of info in. But here come the drivers then, making their way down that main straight. And it's going to be lap 8 beginning in a moment. With the Mackey now is your leader up at the front. The Ferrari's just about got ahead there. And Mackey now leads the Baku City Grand Prix. It is Malone then into Sidemen now up into 3rd. Humboldt 4 with Darrell now making an overtake on him up the inside line. Darrell goes into P4, makes a place up here. A great move from the Haas on his teammate as Humboldt drops down now and has to accept defeat for a minute, because that was a great move by his teammate. Best Noah now picks up the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Medium starting to wear at 47% for Blake, and hards at 25 to 30%. 47% for Blake is horrible. That maybe explains why he's all the way down in P11 at the minute, and he's really struggling. Of course, most of them on 7-lap-old tyres here, apart from a few drivers at the back. The hard's not wearing too bad, 25-30% at the minute. And it is a long lap as well, so that does kind of add up. As now we go for it once again, ladies and gents. Ollie Southall, Haas need to go to around lap 16, he says. We'll find out. That's another 8 laps on top of this, so they're going to be wearing to about 60% then when they pit on them, if they do pit then. But into the first corner, and Mackie is your leader still. Malone and Sidemen still holding second and third. As we look down the grid, and Fry for Life and Andy J. Price then are in P12 and 13. They're having a bit of a scrap down at the back of the grid at the minute. It's Fry for Life, I believe, is the man in front of that right now, and Andy not being able to get in front now. Fry for Life is going for Mikey GTI, who hasn't had the most amazing race yet compared to. Well, I mean, he's not too far off Billy and F1 Mikey boy, to be fair. So got to give him a bit of credit. He's doing okay. He's doing quite well actually. So here come the drivers down the straight, where Mackie has got Maloon for a move here, and Maloon looks up the inside line. Maloon goes for that P1. Look at that. Sensational stuff for the Williams, as he has managed to get himself into the lead of this Grand Prix. Maloon leads the Baku City Grand Prix again on lap 10 of 26 now. 16 laps to go. Lap 13 is your half race distance, 3 away from there then, as the Ferrari of Mackie now looking to get ahead of Maloon. This is a much longer race tonight, of course. We are an hour and 8 minutes into the stream. We're normally finishing the stream at this point very late. Oh, Danny loses the back end here, and didn't really cause too much bad to him, because he is now regaining on Humboldt here, looking for that move up the inside line when he can. Danny's managed to get ahead there. Danny into P6. See if we can spot any moves then with the drivers, where we have got a straight coming up at the minute. Mr. Spot, I got kicked from the EA servers, he said. Oh man, he's down at the back of the grid. EA servers are never that good, are they, mate? They're really not. So here we go then, all the way down in towards turn 1. And Mackie and Sidemen make pit stops then, everybody. A bit of an early pit stop, but they must have been on the mediums. Oh, a position there goes for Life, as in the pit lane goes a few drivers. F1 Mikey Boy, Billy Mewis, all going in now on the medium compound tyres. Changing them is Billy, and Mikey was on the hards. He's pitted for the mediums now. Billy's out on the hards. Lap 11 of 26 then. And we did have some pit stops now. The first bit of strategy is finally being shown, ladies and gents. And that is what we want to see, isn't it? Now pit stops coming in, that's when it starts to get a little bit more exciting. Sidemen and Max Scavenge then. Sorry, it was Zappi, I think, actually got through past Sidemen there and got P10. But they're going to fight down the back straight now then, and this is far from over for them. Lap 12 of 26. And we head down in towards the first corner. Mackie then, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be fighting for a move here on that Aston Martin, and he gets into P6 as Fry for Life makes a pit stop. Mikey GTI loses down to P7. Andy J. Price is right on the scene here, looking for a move. He can try and get up the inside line, but don't think he can at the moment. Fire for Life coming out of the pit lane on the brand new hard compound. Someone just hit the barrier a little bit there. Not entirely sure who. Slightly hit the wall on the exit. And so here's a move. Sidemen looks for a position there on Zazapi, but wasn't able to get ahead. And that was all done for him just through there. But it is lap 12 of 26, everybody. And we are one lap away from half race distance. Here is a big clunky of drivers, and this could be a great pass down in towards the left-hand side here. Look at that move from Zazapi. That was brave as he got ahead of the McLaren. Brilliant move that was, as he gained a place up there. And the pull away speed from Mikey GTI is just incredible as he uses every last bit of his battery. Now Zazapi's going to try and use some of his and fighting back, give him a bit of payback here. Then here goes Zazapi, the Mercedes against the Aston Martin. Zazapi into P7, Mikey now in the pit lane. Through goes Andy J. Price, and Sidemen still fighting him into the turn one. Round the outside line goes the Williams then on the McLaren, and a brilliant move as he is through, ladies and gentlemen. As we're halfway into the race now. Malone leads, but Darren and MCL in second and third are just giving it an absolutely brilliant battle at the moment. Oh, in the barrier there. MCL hits the wall through the castle section. Zazapi undercut could be big here, says Ollie. We'll find out when everybody else makes a pit stop. The top five haven't been into the pit lane yet. Mackie and Humboldt now in the move. Around the outside line goes the Ferrari. Mackie goes into P5. Humboldt then loses a place. Drops down to P6. As Billy Mewis and Max Scavenger in P12 and 13, they are having a brilliant battle down at the back. As the drivers make their way round then and in towards the main straight. Wrong way to make to take mediums through for Mackie. Yeah, you're completely right. As MCL now in the pit lane, ladies and gents, and the drivers now making their way down. We've got Zazapi coming through and making his way through and past the guys that have gone into the pit lane of MCL. Zazapi ahead into P6 then. As you can slightly hear drivers just sometimes getting a bit too close to the wall and slight contact is made. It's never too bad, but a little bit of contact is made sometimes by some of the drivers. As Ollie Southall tells us from the race controls, 60% tyre wear for Danny on the hard compound, as he is 13 laps in on them at the moment. 60% tyre wear on that car, and he is going to start to struggle. Lap 14 and 26, Maloon's about to start lap 15 as we cross the line. And that Williams is leading at the minute. Maloon nursing them on 54% as Ollie, as he is he's definitely keeping them a little bit better than what Daryl is. Sorry, not Daryl. Danny is. As Zazappi and Humboldt in 5 and 6, they swap positions again, and Zazappi now into P5, who's making up those places. And remember, he has made a pit stop already today. MCL front wing damage, apparently, we've been told. Max Scavenger with damage as well. I'm not surprised after a move that he pulled off earlier on. There's a back marker there of Mr. Spike, I believe, catching up on Mackie to try and get himself in front. Whoa, contact made there. Up the inside line goes Mackie on Danny. Mackie gets a podium place, ladies and gentlemen. A brilliant overtake there. Bit of nudging there, but it was still very good to watch. And a move then from Mackie, who goes into third place now on the podium on lap 15. Pit window opening for the hards. We'll see movement soon, says the pit wall of Ollie. And it is always good to have these insights then from the guys in the chat, of course, that have got the access to it. As Maloon making his way down, the hard compound tyres soon are going to be, you know, very awful, and they're already probably dropping off quite a lot. We're going to be looking like the drivers are going to be going into the pit lane very soon. Maloon does continue on though and seems okay at the minute. Sideman gets ahead of Humboldt here down the main straight. Humboldt now, will he try and fight back? Nowhere near enough there, as there was also a move as well, I think, at the back here. One of the drivers managed to clear the other. Oh, as Danny has made a pit stop now, his hards that have been not working the way he wants them to, you know, now he's in the pits, and that is the end of that run for him. As Sidemen pushing the gearbox here of Humboldt as they make their way through the first corner, and 10 laps remaining, everybody. Somebody's round. Max Scavenger was off at the first corner there, unfortunately. Not entirely sure what went on with him, but he was off. But we have 10 laps left, everybody. 10 remaining laps of this WRC Tuesday Division Round 5 here for the Baku Grand Prix. We've had a sprint race before this and no qualifying today, but it has taken a hell of a lot longer. We are an hour and 20 into the stream. An hour and 20 minutes, still 10 laps to go, so about 15 minutes more of racing probably. And then we will be a move here. Andy J. Price, sorry, through past Max Scavenger. But then you've got your post-race interviews, what I was trying to say, coming up after that with the top 3 finishing drivers. Looking like we might get Maloon in there. Mackie as well at the minute, and Daryl. But it all could change around still. Of course, Maloon and Daryl both need to go in the pit lane still. Mikey's tyres on 40%, needs to nurse them to one stop. MCL and Mikey Boy are having a brilliant battle here, side by side. Mikey is in the barrier there, making contact with the McLaren as Mikey Boy down to 9 then. Billy Mewish finds a place through, and now he's going to try and fight on MCL. As Billy Mewis, your 8th position sitter, as Mikey did go into the pit lane now. F1 Mikey Boy on the brand new hard compound tyres with a new front wing as well, which was severely damaged just then. A sickle Mr. Spike then, on a back marker here, trying to do what he on one of the front runners, trying to get through past Daryl, who's running up in 3rd place at the moment. Billy Mewis and Humboldt now, they're having a bit of a scrap in P8 and P7 on the 17th lap, and it looks like Billy Mewis has cleared him there. Then as he is up from P18 all the way up into P7. It's been Billy Mewis's day so far on those 6-lap old hard compound tyres, trying to catch the guys in front as much as possible. As yellow flags have come out, is that going to be a safety car? No, it's not looking as bad as it seemed, but somebody must have lost their footing there through these corners, and the yellow flags came out for a moment, but they've got cleared away very quickly, and we should be okay now for racing at full speed. As lap 18 will begin. Malone is still your leader by 4.1 seconds, but he needs to go into the pit lane at some point. Of course, he needs to make a stop onto new tyres. Daryl, of course, needs to do the same, and he's been overtaken countless times now. Here comes Azapi looking for the outside line onto the podiums. Azapi into 3rd. Daryl then is going to lose a place down to 4th position as Sidemen's in the pit lane in the Williams, as he now gets a stop on these mediums. 70% tyre wear for Malone, which is just crazy. As Ollie Southwell also says, Mackie lapping 2 seconds faster per lap. It could be Mackie's win tonight. Oh, safety car deployed. Safety car is deployed, and the kick sour of Max Scavenger is out. Safety car is here, and get ready to wait a long time under this safety car now, because they do take a long time. But forgetting about the time, this is going to work in the favour of some drivers. Of course, we've seen some pit stops come in. This is going to be brilliant for Malone, surely, because he didn't make a pit stop. Now the safety car's come out. Now he can make a pit stop for free, pretty much. We'll see what the drivers behind him do, but there is a safety car now, which allows pretty much free pit stops. You don't lose as much time under the safety car as you would in a normal racing scenario, and I'm sure Malone is going to take this opportunity now. 17-lap old Haas, and you're going to take this chance for new, maybe mediums now to the end. It probably will be, yeah. But lap 18 of 26. And safety car is upon us then. Max Scavenger in P17. He retired from the session as well as a duel. And he does do it. He does do it. Malone 22 then into the pit lane, ladies and gents. And the Williams trying to take a free stop. Everybody behind him is making those pit stops. And would you look at that? It has worked out incredibly well for the Williams of Malone, as he gets a free pit stop. And now he's made his only stop that he needs to make. He is ready to go till the end on these mediums. He's going to do his best to get till the end on them. But it is a fairly long way to get there. It is possible. And of course, when we go racing, we are going to have less laps, probably 5 laps of racing maybe we're going to get when we go racing once more, which isn't too much. Wanted to go softs, but learn from yesterday. That's fair enough. Fair enough, mate. As best Noah then running in P11, ladies and gentlemen. I do apologise about the commentary dropping off a little bit. I am a bit ill. And it was good at the start, but I'm getting very tired towards the end of this, and I'm a bit ill. But I'm doing my best to keep it up for you. And we don't have many laps of racing left. Or as it does seem that way, but of course the laps here are, 1 minute 40s, around that, long laps around here. So we'll find out when we go racing. but I believe it will be lap 21 possibly. As we cross the line again, and now it is lap 20 where we're still under the safety car, so I believe it will be lap 21 we go racing. I think this lap around possibly could be the one. If there's one more after that, that is crazy. We've been going under it for a while. Cheers, mate. Thanks, Noah. Yeah, I'm hopefully. I believe I'll be on for WRC. Sorry, WRC. For Extinguished Motorsports tomorrow night as well. If I really don't feel well, I won't be on for it. But you know, because there's a chance I'll wake up in the morning, that would just be absolutely awful. But I'm okay right now to do it. So I think tomorrow I should be on for that. Well, we have got post-race interviews, ladies and gentlemen, coming up after this race. And at the minute, it's Malone, Mackie and Zazapi we'll be talking to. But it always can change. It always can change. And Daryl is on the soft compound tyres at this moment in time. So he will get the advantage over the drivers at the start. But to run them till the end, I don't think that's going to happen here. You know, 6, maybe 5 laps when we go racing doesn't sound like a lot. But this track, of course, being one of the longest, it is a lot of laps, 5 laps. And the softs are going to degrade pretty quick. But it's still possible for Daryl. He, of course, can get to the end. But, you know, how much performance has he got left in that tyre when he gets there on the final lap? Here we go then, the sign that we've all been waiting for, ladies and gentlemen. The safety car in at the end of this lap, and Malone will be your leader when we get going again. Malone P1 then, Mackie 2, Zazapi 3, Daryl 4, Danny 5, Sidemen P6, Mikey 7, Billy Mewis 8, Fry for Life 9, and MCL in 10th place. We get ready to go racing. Malone this time keeping it pretty slow as we get going. Safety car is in the pit lane now and tucked away nicely. Malone is the effective pace car. He gets going now. That is a very good jump on Mackie now. Mackie, of course, on the same compound tyres of him, and they all fight down in towards the first corner. Who's going to get a jump on who here then? Will we get any overtakes in towards turn 1? We're probably going to get some crazy dives, as we always do, in towards the first corner. Fry for Life then getting squeezed a little bit there. As behind that, Blake and Andy J. Price having a good scrap. Blake into P13, back up the top. Look at this going here then. There's a bit of wing damage there for one of the drivers. Not entirely sure who it was, but there's a bit of wing damage coming off the car. Could have been the Alpine there as we head into the left-hand side here. Nearly 4 abreast. There's more wing damage than it is the Alpine. Front right end plate damage there for the Alpines. I saw the pink flying across the track. Look at the racing so far from the drivers. These guys are going at it. Daryl goes into P2 as Mikey GTI here on your screen fighting on Billy Mewis, who tangles with him on the front tyres there. And Billy nearly goes around. He catches the car in a spin. As up the inside line goes Fry for Life then on the ghosting. He now positions his car very high in front. Up into the castle section, into the wall. Oh, that is huge. Fry for Life retires and another safety car, everybody, here today. That was huge into the castle section. Another safety car has been deployed. Well, what a carnage race it has been. The amount of safety cars. It is, looking like the CPG race we had yesterday with about 3 safety cars. We have had that now today. 3rd safety car of the evening, ladies and gentlemen, here in Baku, which always brings carnage. It always does. Well, if you're just joining us, ladies and gentlemen, we have three safety cars here tonight. Blake retires from the session, and Fire for Life, Blake, Max and Ajor are all drivers now that are out of this Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Maloon could be a winner tonight. Maloon could be a winner, and we'll find out which way it swings at the end of it. We're on lap 22 at the moment, and probably get him racing lap 24, lap 25. Well, Blake is out and is Ferrari for life as the drivers head down into the first corner, down the main straight first. And lap 23 now is upon us. We have 3 racing laps remaining, which means lap 24 will be your racing lap. That is when we are going to go racing again, I believe, because they have to allow a bit of time. Well, hopefully you've all enjoyed the race tonight, everybody. It's been a bit of a different one. It really has, but enjoyable in parts as the 5th round of the season. This does officially mark halfway through, and we only have 5 more to go. Halfway into this season, and what a season it's been so far. Absolutely brilliant league, of course, and very much enjoyable. 5 rounds to go, and then we have completed the 2nd season of WRC. But back to the action tonight then, everybody, where Maloon is leading, and like I mentioned, he could be your race winner tonight if it goes his way towards the end. He is the man up in front. I'm always shocking on Tuesdays and Fridays. I'm insane. It's a pity I'm not there on Fridays, isn't it? But Here we go then, everybody. Like I mentioned, we are going to be going racing on lap 24 of 26. The one before the penultimate, and we wait for Malone to get going. He went quite late last time. It looks like he's going to go late again then, leaving it right under the MX sign and down the main straight now. When is he going to decide to go? He's going now. Malone then with the foot flat to the floor. Darrell trying to fight. Darrell in second place, of course, on these soft compound tyres. Then ahead of Zazappi here in towards the first corner. Zazappi trying to take his place away, though, up the inside line. But the Haas has just been able to get ahead there. Blue flags being shown by the flag system on the side there. I'm not entirely sure. Must have some back markers lingering around the pack, but it is lap 24 of 26, and in Malone leads. Here comes Darrell then, looking for that gap, but just not enough room for him at the moment. Has to wait his turn. Best Noah and Danny, then they change around positions as Danny loses quite a few places here. I'm not entirely sure what happened to him, but he's fell down the order. Humboldt now loses down the order as well. He's down to P10 and being overtaken by Best Noah here, who looks up the inside line for a position. Best Noah goes into 11. Andy J. Price then into 10. Mikey GTI 9 is F1 Mikey Boy running in 8, and he's got Billy Mewis in front of him, who can see MCL trying to fight Sidemen. At this moment in time, Sidemen up in P5. The only driver on the grid with a penalty is the Billy Mewis. How has that even happened? Danny then with the penalties. Humboldt now retires from the session. Oh, Mr. Spike into the barrier. What is going on here? What is going on? Some really questionable moves I've seen today as Mr. Spike heads into the barrier there. With Humboldt leaves the session. 13 drivers left, unfortunately. Here's a move then, Darrell with the soft compound tyres to get gaining on Malone here for an overtake. But can he do it? As the DRS is enabled now on the penultimate lap of the Grand Prix, and up the inside line goes Darrell. He does get into the race lead, everybody. But Darrell might be able to win this race. Darrell might just be able to win this race. Mr. Spike does retire. And with 2 laps left, are the 6-lap-old softs going to work, or is Zazappi going to get him? Malone's down to 3rd now, the man that's led for so long. Unfortunately now, he's down to 3rd place, everybody. But at the moment, on lap 25 of 26, Darrell is your race leader, and we could see him snatch the win away. We're still on the penultimate lap then, and a few minutes away from race end here as Zazappi in P2, Malone in 3, then comes Sidemen in 4, MCL 5, Mikey Boy in P6, Mikey GTI P7, Billy Mewis 8. And you are going to see some drivers out of position today because we started, of course, with reverse championship order here in Baku, and that is why there's some different drivers at the top there. Look at this, Zazappi off the track there in P3, losing places as Malone now back into 2nd place, and now this is where he fights on Darrell, whose rears slide out underneath him, and we are going to get on to the final lap of the race here in Azerbaijan. Down the back straight then for the 2nd to last time here tonight. And Malone is going to try and gain on Darrell here as fast as possible. He would like this race win, and he's trying to take it back off the Haas car now. Around the outside line goes the Williams as Malone goes into the race lead. Darrell drops a place to 2nd place. Zazappi now down to 3rd. And this is the final lap of the race, everybody, here in Baku. We've been here a long time. We are 25 to 10, and we started at 8 as Malone now takes your Grand Prix lead. Will he win tonight? Will he be the #1 driver we get to speak to in the interview room? It is looking like that at the minute, but Darrell could be the one saving all his battery up. Both of them have about equal battery. Malone fighting as much as possible, going for a win here in WRC on the Tuesday division, and I think he did win before, but for him to win now, it is absolutely brilliant. You know, he doesn't always do this well, but it's good to see him back, and especially here in Baku around these tricky streets, he has managed to conquer them so far. But don't speak too soon, because Daryl is behind. A second, though, is the gap, and the DRS might just slip away. If the DRS does slip away, it is all Maloons, and it is going to slip away, ladies and gentlemen, as Daryl is too far back here to claim the DRS once they get to it in a moment, I believe. Or he could just get it down this straight. Either way, Maloon has driven an absolutely sensational race. I don't think Daryl's got enough in him here to get it, as the Williams, who has driven well, and it has been a while since we've said this, since we can say this, Maloon 22 is going to cross the line, and here for round 5 is going to win the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Maloon wins here in Baku. Daryl second place over the line. Zazapi comes home for third place. MCL 4-5 is Sidemen. P6 is F1 Mikey Boy. P7 will be Mikey GTI. P8 Danny. P9 Best Noah. P10 Billy Lewis. 11 Mackie. And P12 will be Andy J. Price. Good race, everybody. Thanks for watching tonight. We've got interviews next. Well, there you go, everybody. Maloon then takes the win today. Daryl second place and Zazapi third. That is your finishing results. As we're going to get into your post-race interviews with the drivers. I'm going to quickly get it on your screen. And we will have this. Maloon takes a win. He should be very happy with that. That is brilliant. It really, really is. Right, 2 seconds, guys. I'm just going to quickly get the audio sorted in the stream. Right, I think we're all good. Maloon, race winner. We're going to speak to you first, if that's all right.
There we go. Hello.
Hello, mate. It's good to speak to you. Brilliant result, brilliant result. How do you feel about that today?
You know what? This season has been up and down since the start. I had a really tough start. I crashed. I got like P10 or whatever in Silverstone. I crashed out of the next two. Got P6 last week, and luckily, I honestly think I could have won both. Honestly, if it wasn't for the fact I DC'd in the sprint.
Yeah.
But still, wow. This is brilliant. Feels amazing.
I'm glad to hear it. Well, coming into this one today, is this a result you think you would have been taking home?
I knew we were doing the reverse order. I didn't honestly know where I was starting, but I felt just after the sprint race, I felt very confident. I mean, the pace was good. The tire. I guess I got a bit lucky with the safety car, to be brutally honest. But I'm very happy to be standing here. This is, I think, a long time coming for me since whatever the hell of a season I've had so far. So very, very happy.
I'm glad you're happy. Well, going into the second half of the season now, of course, round 5 now. We're on round 6 next. Do you think this has given you a bit of a boost, a bit of confidence then going into the second half of the season with results and stuff like that?
Oh, definitely. I know I have the pace. Last season I think I showed my pace. I tied for second with Mike in the championship. So there's definitely pace. I've just gotta put it all together again. But this is an opportunity that you got to be there to take it, and I couldn't be more happy.
Good stuff. I'm really happy for you. Thanks for joining us, mate. Thanks for your time.
Thank you very much.
No worries. Daryl, second place. Let's speak to you.
Thanks, man.
Hello. Right then, second place for you. Just give us your general thoughts on that. How do you feel about it?
Really good. Wish I took a setup though before the race. That's the
Ooh.
only thing I didn't do, so that really annoyed me a bit.
That is actually a shame because with setup, it does raise the question. Of course, would you have taken that win? But anyway, we can't think about that. In terms of the strategy today, was it all as planned, or was there any last minute
Um,
change? Of course, we did have many safety cars, so that probably served to plan in the works.
I chose the medium tires, but the game gave me softs, so
Oh,
I knew then if I went on the softs, I needed to get the lead. But yeah, Meloon was way too quick for me, so I couldn't do it in the end.
makes sense. We've just had Baku going into the second half of the season. Bahrain next. Is that a favoured track for you, or is it something you just want to get over and done with?
One of my bogey tracks, to be honest.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well,
So hopefully,
go on.
just go there and finish in the top like 6
Yeah,
or yeah.
makes sense. Makes sense. Well, second place, great result. Of course, we did have the sprint order and the different format tonight, but a brilliant result from today. Should be very happy with that. Thank you for your time, mate.
Thank you. Cheers, man.
No worries. Zazapi, third place. Let's have a bit of a chat with you.
Been a long time coming.
Long time. Good to speak to you. Third place.
It's about fucking time.
Give us your thoughts, mate.
Yeah, it was a good race. Very bumpy, very contacty, but that's just tight street circuits. But
Well,
yeah, happy with the result. More
yeah.
like, I'm very happy with the result.
I'm glad to hear it.
I got in third place and stayed in third place, so can't do much worse than that.
Not at all. Street circuit, as you touched on. What would you say was the trickiest section, corners, sector, whatever you want to call it?
Turn two.
Really?
Turn two. Yeah.
There's a lot of pile-ups through there.
Back end likes to step out like Kim Kardashian.
Yeah. Well,
But it was a good race.
it definitely was. It was good to watch in points. Lots of safety cars. With the safety cars, did you find yourself going on to some different strategies because of that?
No, I stayed on the complete same strategy.
Did
I was blessed.
you?
Yeah,
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well,
completely blessed.
that it's gone well for you. I'll touch on the same point. Bahrain next. Is that one of your tracks, or you just want to get rid of it?
One of my tracks, yeah.
Is it? Ooh.
One of my tracks.
Maybe we'll see you in the interview room again, podium.
Oh yeah, no, you will.
I love the confidence.
I think I've got kind of a good habit of getting in these rooms, so
Yeah,
I hope to keep on the top steps.
good stuff. I'm
But
glad
yeah,
to hear it.
good race. GG to Darryl and Maloon.
Brilliant stuff.
Very
Well,
good race.
Thank you very much for all of your time, guys. Thank you very much. Hopefully you've enjoyed tonight, and I'll see you in Bahrain.
See you in Bahrain.
Bye-bye.
GG's.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
GG's.
Right then, ladies and gentlemen, after a long stream, an hour and 50 minutes, we are done here tonight for WRC. Thank you very much for joining me. Hopefully you enjoyed the action tonight. Have a good evening. And if you join for Extinguished Motorsports tomorrow night, I'll be there for that. Have a good evening and good night, everyone.